The Temple Mount in Jerusalem has never been excavated, but an illegal construction project 20 years ago opened the door to some major discoveries.
For thousands of years, the Temple Mount in Jerusalem has been one of the most sacred and forbidden places on earth. Archaeologists have dreamed of digging there, but it was always off limits. Now, a team of scientists has managed to peek beneath the surface without moving a single stone.
We have uncovered one of the most meaningful items that is a witness to one of the most dramatic events in the history of Jewish people.
What they found is shattering long-held beliefs about ancient history. They discovered a series of chambers, sealed for nearly 3,000 years, holding artifacts that challenge a story many thought was set in stone. The truth of what happened in ancient Jerusalem is far more complex and mysterious than anyone ever imagined. A secret beneath the holiest ground. The main tool in their arsenal was ground-penetrating radar, or GPR. This amazing piece of tech sends radar waves deep into the earth. When these waves hit something, a rock, a wall, or an empty space, they bounce back. A computer then analyzes these echoes to create a detailed map of the world underground. The beauty of this method is that it's completely harmless. It doesn't disturb a single grain of dirt. Alongside the radar, the team used other advanced scanning tools, like seismic tomography, which uses vibrations to map subterranean structures. Together, these technologies created a stunning three-dimensional picture of what lies below the surface. When the results started coming in, the team was absolutely floored. The scans revealed several distinct chambers hidden beneath the Temple Mount. And you see, these weren't just random caves or natural formations. They were clearly man-made rooms, carefully constructed and interconnected in a hidden network. What many overlooked in the past was the sheer possibility of such a complex existing right underfoot. Even more shocking, the evidence suggested these rooms hadn't been touched or opened in nearly 2,800 years. That means they were sealed shut around 700 BC, during the First Temple period, a time when ancient Jerusalem was a rising power in the region. Think about that for a second. Entire rooms locked away for almost 3 millennia, acting as an unintentional time capsule. What could they possibly hold? Experts immediately began to speculate. Were these chambers used for storing valuable objects, like sacred scrolls or ritual items from the temple itself? Or perhaps they were secret meeting places for priests and city leaders, away from the public eye. There's even a wild possibility that they were designed as emergency hiding spots to be used in times of war or siege. Right now, nobody knows for sure. And here's the catch that makes this discovery both thrilling and incredibly frustrating. The rooms can't be opened, at least not yet. Because the Temple Mount is such a politically and religiously charged site, any attempt to physically dig down and enter these chambers is completely off the table. For now, scientists have to rely solely on their remote scanning technology to peek inside. It's like trying to read a book through its cover. This is a monumental challenge, but the discovery is already groundbreaking. It proves that modern technology can unveil the secrets of the past without destroying the present. These sealed chambers offer a rare, frozen-in-time glimpse into the world of ancient Jerusalem. They're a powerful reminder of how much history still lies hidden, just waiting for the right tools to bring it to light. This discovery is far more than just stone walls and dark passages. It's a doorway into forgotten stories, a testament to how faith, history, and mystery are woven together in this ancient city. This was only the first piece of an incredible puzzle. Relics of a forbidden faith. Deep beneath the Temple Mount, nestled close to the very spot where Solomon's temple is believed to have stood, scientists focused their technology on the hidden chambers. What their scans revealed felt like stepping straight into the distant past. They had located a shrine, a holy place that had been hidden away and left untouched for nearly 3,000 years. And the contents detected inside make it one of the most significant archaeological finds in modern history. You see, this wasn't just a single room. The shrine is a complex made up of 8 distinct rooms, each one carefully built and linked to the next. Above ground, wars raged. Empires like Babylon and Rome rose and fell, leaving their mark on Jerusalem. But down below, these rooms remained safe and sound. No thief ever looted their contents. No fire ever scorched their walls. It's an almost perfect time capsule, waiting for its story to be told. Inside this incredible shrine, the scanning technology identified objects used in ancient rituals. There are what appear to be oil presses and wine basins, tools that would have been essential for sacred ceremonies. It's easy to imagine priests from millennia ago pressing olives to create holy anointing oil or pouring wine as an offering to their god. These items aren't broken or scattered, they appear to be sitting exactly where they were left, perfectly preserved for the world to see today. In one of the main chambers stands a large upright stone, what archaeologists call a standing stone or masabah. In the ancient Near East, these stones were incredibly important. They often symbolized the very presence of God or marked a place where a divine encounter had occurred. People would gather around them to pray and make offerings, treating them as a physical link to the spiritual world. The fact that one was found here so close to the temple makes this discovery even more powerful. It shows just how sacred this ground has been for countless generations. The shrine also contains altar slabs, flat stones used for presenting offerings. To put it mildly, what the scans detected on their surfaces was a complete shock. Using advanced spectroscopic analysis, which can identify chemical residues from a distance, researchers found faint traces of oils and incense. Even after almost 3,000 years, the ghostly remains of these sacred rituals are still present. Imagine the smell of frankincense and myrrh filling the air as ancient worshippers prayed. Those scents are long gone, but the chemical evidence remains, like a faint echo from a forgotten world. What many overlooked is that the location of this shrine is just as important as its contents. Being right beneath the Temple Mount at the spiritual heart of ancient Jerusalem means these rooms weren't some ordinary storage space. They were part of a sacred system, a hidden corner of worship connected to the religious life of the city. The preservation is what truly sets this find apart. Around the world, so many ancient sites have been ravaged by time, weather, or human conflict. But these 8 rooms escaped it all. It's almost as if history itself built a shield around them, protecting their secrets until the world was ready to find them. This shrine is more than just stone walls and ancient objects. It's a direct message from the people of Old Jerusalem. It tells us what they believed, how they worshipped, and how deeply faith was woven into the fabric of their lives. For scientists, it's a treasure chest of historical data. For believers, it's proof that the sacred roots of this holy site run even deeper than anyone had dared to imagine. But this perfectly preserved shrine holds a secret that challenges one of our most important historical accounts: the stone that defied an order. The discovery of this ancient shrine does more than just reveal hidden rooms, it sends a shockwave through our understanding of biblical history. But not all things are what they seem. For centuries, a key story in the Old Testament has been accepted as historical fact. This story centers on King Hezekiah, who ruled the kingdom of Judah in the 8th century BC. According to the traditional account, Hezekiah was a great reformer. He supposedly launched a massive religious campaign to purify the faith of his people. The Bible tells us he shut down and destroyed all local shrines, altars, and high places throughout his kingdom. His goal was to centralize all worship at the one great temple in Jerusalem. This move was meant to unite the people under one God and one holy site, getting rid of any lingering pagan influences or alternative forms of worship. It was seen as a defining moment in the history of the faith. But the thing nobody tells you is that this newly uncovered shrine beneath the Temple Mount tells a very different and much more complicated story. The 8 rooms, filled with ritual tools, altars, and a sacred standing stone, strongly suggest that worship outside the main temple did not end completely. In fact, it looks like smaller private groups continued their rituals in secret, keeping their ancient traditions alive even when the king had supposedly banned them. This means the story of Hezekiah's reforms might not be the whole truth. If this shrine was active during or after his reign, and its dating to around 700 BC puts it right in that time frame. It suggests that his reforms weren't as absolute as once believed. It's possible that people followed the rules in public, making the journey to the temple as commanded, but in private they held on to older practices. This makes perfect sense when you think about human nature. Faith and tradition run incredibly deep, and people often cling to their ancestral ways even when powerful leaders demand change. The idea that worship simply went underground instead of disappearing is powerful. It paints the religious life of ancient Jerusalem as far more diverse than the official texts suggest. Instead of a single, uniform faith, there were layers. The grand, public worship at the temple and the quiet, hidden rituals in secret shrines like this one. This gives us a more colorful and realistic picture of belief in that era. It also reminds us that history is rarely a simple story with a clear beginning and end. The Bible often tells us about the ideals and the laws, but archaeology has a unique way of showing us what people actually did. Sometimes they followed the rules, and sometimes they found ways around them. The shrine beneath the Temple Mount is physical proof that the reality on the ground was likely messier than the official version we've read for centuries. The implications of this are huge. If Hezekiah's reforms weren't as successful as believed, then the entire religious history of Judah needs to be re-examined. It suggests the path from local, diverse worship to a single, centralized faith was not a straight line. Instead, it was a long, complex struggle, with a constant push and pull between old traditions and new commands from the king. For believers, this doesn't have to weaken their faith. In fact, it adds a new layer of depth. It shows that ancient people faced the same struggles we do today, balancing tradition, authority, and personal devotion. For historians, it's a game changer. It reveals that ancient Jerusalem was a place of both unity and diversity in its faith, and it reminds us that even after nearly 3,000 years, the past is full of surprises. And one of those surprises is a single object that survived when it should have been destroyed. More than just an old rock. The discovery of a hidden shrine is incredible enough, but the global reaction to it reveals just how powerful this place is. You see, what was found underground touches on faith, politics, and history all at once, creating ripples that are being felt across the world. For Jewish scholars, the find is a bombshell. It forces a re-examination of King Hezekiah's reforms, a cornerstone of their religious history. The evidence that local worship continued in secret suggests a more complex past, one where the official narrative didn't always match what people were doing in private. It's forcing a conversation about how history is written and remembered. Meanwhile, Muslim leaders have expressed serious concern. The Dome of the Rock and the Al-Aqsa Mosque, two of Islam's holiest sites, sit directly on top of the Temple Mount. Any exploration underground, even with non-invasive technology, is viewed with caution. Many people are crazy about preserving these sacred structures, and they worry that any research, no matter how careful, could be a threat to the site's safety and integrity. For them, it's a matter of respect for a place of active worship. Christian leaders are also paying close attention. The Temple Mount is deeply connected to the life of Jesus. Finding a shrine from the First Temple period offers new insight into the religious world he inhabited. It raises fascinating questions about the mix of worship practices that were still alive in his time. But let's be real. People watching this are probably looking for the mystery, for the conflict, and this discovery delivers. The find has amplified political tensions. The Temple Mount has long been one of the most fiercely contested places in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Both sides see it as central to their national and cultural identity. So, when something new is found, it immediately raises questions. Who has the right to study it? Who gets to tell its story? Every artifact can become a political tool used to strengthen one side's claim over the other. And this is where we have to talk down to earth for a moment. Are we missing a key detail here? Did all this happen overnight? Of course not. The thing is, this discovery lands in a world already full of tension. It puts immense pressure on the fragile system that manages the site, a delicate balance of religious and political authorities. What do you think lies deeper beneath the Temple Mount? Is it right to risk conflict for knowledge? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe.